Thank you for joining us on Studio G. I'm Jessica Vargas.
And I'm Kayleen Talents. Unfortunately, we are experiencing technical difficulties on our show today. It may be a little short, but tune in for next week for a regular scheduled program. It was another winning night on the rink for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. The team won their second overtime game of the season, defeating the Buffalo Sabres 5-4 and taking over first place in the Pacific Division of NHL hockey. Their next game is this Saturday at the T-Mobile Arena against the St. Louis Blues.
Jesus Campos, a security guard who approached gunman Stephen Paddock before the Route 91 shooting, broke his silence on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Campos said he heard drilling noises followed by rapid fire. He was shot in the leg, but says he is now mentally and physically healing. The episode is set to air today.
A Metro officer was struck by a motorist near Vagata Drive and Durango Drive this morning. The officer was taken to UMC and the investigation is still ongoing.
Metro Police are looking for a man who robbed a convenience store on Rainbow and Smoke Ranch Road on Sunday. Police say he pointed a gun at the clerk's face and demanded money. He is described as 6'6", weighing 140 pounds and in his early to mid-20s. A federal judge in Maryland has teamed up with Hawaii to put a stop to President Trump's latest travel ban. A judge in Hawaii is calling it a, quote, violation of immigration law, end quote. The ban that takes effect today bans certain countries from entering the U.S. Those countries include Syria, Libya, Iran, Yemen, Somalia, Chad, and North Korea. There are also restrictions for government officials and their families in Venezuela.
President Trump told the widow of a soldier that was killed in ambush in Niger that her husband, quote, knew what he signed up for, end quote. According to Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson, who was taking the wife of the fallen soldier, Sergeant David Johnson, to the airport to see his body. When Mrs. Johnson received a call from Trump and made the comments, Trump immediately went on Twitter to say, quote, Democratic Congresswoman totally fabricated what I said to the wife of a soldier who died in action, and I have proof, end quote. Congresswoman Wilson told CNN that the president evidently is lying because what she said is true.
Meanwhile, in Northern California, raging wildfires are threatening lives, homes, and businesses. The Nuns Fire in Napa, California is creeping in on dozens of vineyards, according to one CNN reporter. The vineyards look more like war zones than wineries. As of today, the fire was 68% contained. And as Nuns Fire continues to scorch Napa Valley, another fire is threatening the Mount Wilson Observatory in Southern California. The fire is located in Sierra Madre Mountain Range just east of Pasadena. So far, the flames have burned 50 acres of land. No homes are threatened, and the fire is 25% contained.
Another recall in the car industry. Ford is offering a free repair for more than 1 million of its Explorers, SUVs. There are public concerns over possible carbon monoxide leaks from the vehicle. Ford previously offered free repairs for the law enforcement version of the Explorer. Now the offer goes to about 1.4 million Explorers in North America. Ford also says the Explorers have no defect and are safe. Some drivers have complained of nausea, headaches, and losing consciousness. Customers can take their 2011 to 2017 Explorer to any Ford dealer for the repairs from November 1st through December 31st.
Halloween is around the corner and retail stores are expecting to hit a record high this year in sales. According to a survey released by the National Retail Federation, retailers are set to hit a record of $9.1 billion in Halloween sales this year. Consumers are expected to spend $3.4 billion on costumes, $2.7 billion on candy, and $2.7 billion on decorations. Americans are set to sell out an average just over $86 each. If the survey data is correct, this year's sales will be a little over 8% jump from last year's sales. Many stores across the valley have great Halloween sales. Be sure to get your Halloween supplies while they last. Coming up, we have some entertainment news. We'll find out which star recently got engaged.
Plus, we have some news about the Olympics. We'll be right back.
As far as Studio G, at first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. you get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing. You get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own. And that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
Our Metropolis is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our Metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people, and I think it makes for a great program.
The show's name is the Rebel and Revolt Show. Pretty good show about, just someone who will actually talk about UNLV the way an outsider might feel. We talk about current events, we talk about politics, try to take an offensive swing with it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and we talk about, the little things in life that everybody laughs about. And we are the Rebels and we are revolting. My name is Jameson Wilk and I run the Rebel and Revolt Show, and you can tune in at therebelhd2.com.
Hate going out to eat with your friends and family and they are always on their phone? Well, one restaurant is solving this problem. McDonald's in Singapore has revealed lockers for your phone. It's part of their movement. Phone off, fun on. The burger joint did a survey and a majority of parents say these use their phones during dinner time. The phone lockers are free to use, and to take it one step further, the company is using physical keys in order to stay away from technology. McDonald's is deciding whether to expand the service to other locations. Not happy with your Netflix account? Well, the company is planning on spending $8 billion to keep subscribers happy in 2018. That's a boost of $2 million compared to last year. Netflix recently gained a strategy 5 million new members. However, they are going to raise the price on its subscription services. Officials say they want to stay ahead of the competition in the decades to come. A conservation center in China debuts not one, not two, not three, but 36 new panda cubs, giving panda population a much-needed boost. All the cubs were born in 2017, but vary in age and size. This is the largest number of births in a single year since the breeding program began. Each cub will potentially be reintroduced to the wild a later time.
Well, isn't
Cubs.
that something? Okay, so
That's
we
cute.
have,
That's
right?
real cute.
So I saw the picture. They're just so adorable. They were there. It's just it definitely increases, because when do you ever really hear that?
Right.
The story of 36 pandas, and in China,
Yeah,
you know?
pandas are cute too.
They are.
Have you seen the video of the panda sneezing? They
I
get
have
so
not.
scared.
I
They get
have
so
not.
scared when they sneeze. It was like a mom, and then I think the baby sneezed, and then they just get so startled.
Oh, really? That's so cute.
But
Well, I need to check it out
36 of
then.
them?
36.
That's a lot. 36.
That is.
That's
I would
pretty
be in
wild.
heaven. I should go
know.
to China.
We should play
and
with
go.
them. Let's go.
All right. Now, switching gears here, pop star Rihanna is being honored in her home country of Barbados. The street she grew up in is being renamed in her honor. Instead of Westbury New Road, it will now be deemed Rihanna Drive. According to the Ministry of Tourism, the change will take place on Barbadian Independence Day, Thursday, November 30th. Their name comes after not only her huge music success, but the launch of her new makeup line, Fenty Beauty. Her full name is Robin Rihanna Fenty. Google never fails to impress. The company is now making sure your pets are recognized in family pictures. Google announced the program Google Photos will be able to recognize your pets in any picture. Users can label each pet and search for them by name. The update rolled out in most countries Monday.
Game of Thrones star Sophie Turner, who plays Sansa Stark, is engaged to one of the Jonas brothers. The two announced the news in matching Instagram posts. This is how it went down. Both posted on Instagram, I said yes. His said, she said yes. The picture displayed on social media showed off a diamond engagement ring. Joe Jonas was in a band with his two brothers, and now he has another band called DNCE. Joe Jonas is married.
Joe Jonas
He's getting married, I'm
off
sorry.
the market now.
Totally off the market. Sorry, ladies. You
So-
can't be taken anymore. It's officially taken.
Officially.
For
so
life. I'm sorry.
We hope.
We hope.
hope.
We hope. You know, we hope.
But now we have two of the Jonas brothers that are, I mean, one is already married, has
Yeah,
kids.
they
Now
are.
it's Joe.
As
Nick
long as
is
they're
the
happy.
That's right. So
Nick is
now
still
we have-
available, though.
Nick is in the market. He's on the market, guys. So
He's still
who
available.
knows? All right, guys. So the flailing Weinstein company is getting an injection of money that may help it stay afloat. The movie and TV studio announced Monday that it is negotiating a deal with investment company Colony Capital. Weinstein officials say it involves a potential sale of all or significant portion of the company's assets. A sexual misconduct scandal involving co-founder Harvey Weinstein has dragged the company down for almost 2 weeks. The board fired him on October 8th after the New York Times detailed a decades-long pattern of alleged harassment. The Weinstein Company is known for TV shows like Project Runway, and films like Lion.
Actress Alyssa Milano's social media protests against sexual assault and harassment is gaining major steam. This all started with a Sunday tweet. Her post read in part, "If all the women who have sexually harassed or assaulted wrote Me Too as a status, we might give people a sense of the magnitude of the problem." Hashtag Me Too was quickly trending on Twitter, and celebrities began lending their voices to the cause. Stars including Lady Gaga, Patricia Arquette, and Rosario Dawson have joined Milano in a show of solidarity on social media. Have you seen hashtag Me Too?
I have. I've been seeing it. It's just crazy how all of that has been happening for
Yeah.
so long. And just now, all the celebrities are coming out and saying, their stories of what
Right.
happened. Because we have multiple. We had, Jennifer Lawrence talk about how she had to be in a lineup practically naked. So there's just so many different things going on, and we're just finding out about it.
I mean, it's better
unfortunately.
to speak up now than forever
Yeah.
remain your silence, It's
Yeah,
good
definitely.
to
I think-
speak up about it.
I think now that everyone is giving their story, now it kind of changes the industry and changes how they treat women. And, it just...
It's an eye-opener,
unfortunate. Yes.
definitely, especially for the industry.
I agree. So hopefully that gets taken
changes
care of a little
something,
bit.
you know?
Yeah. So now, Demi Lovato is opening up about her struggles with bulimia. She released a new YouTube documentary Tuesday called Simply Complicated and reveals that food is still her biggest challenge and that it is just constantly, she's constantly thinking about it. Lovato also spoke about her former drug addiction. She says regular exercise has helped her from relapsing into drugs and alcohol. Lovato says she is being open about her life because she's learned that secrets just make you sick. She also stated that the key to being happy is to tell your truth and be okay with all the answers. Again, another story, Demi Lovato, we've been knowing for years, right, that she's had this
Yeah,
problem.
she's had this problem and everything. But she's finding a positive way to handle it,
Yes.
which
yes.
is good.
And you know what? I actually saw the YouTube, her documentary just
really?
yesterday. My sister was watching it. And it's crazy because I didn't know all of that was going on. I mean, at 18, 19 years old.
Yeah,
at
at a
19
young
years
age.
old, she was in rehab. So she's been doing that at 17, 18, drug addiction.
Right.
And just,
It's probably a really hard life to live, especially at such a young age. And I just hope things get better. And it looks like it's looking up from here on out.
I agree.
It's just good that she's starting to turn to a more positive side of it.
Yes, because I do know she relapsed when she broke up with Wilmer. So that was a little struggle for her, but she was able to come back from it. And she's even stronger than before.
Yes, I agree. Kensington Palace is confirming the due date of the royal family's next edition. Prince William and Duchess Kate are expecting to welcome their third child in April. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge welcomed their first child, Prince George Alexander Louis. In 2013, his sister Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana was born almost 2 years later in May of 2015. The palace confirmed the pregnancy in August when it announced Kate was again suffering from extreme morning sickness. Another
Well,
baby's on the way?
Another royal baby.
Royalty. Is there some way that we could have been born into the family?
Oh man, if only.
Imagine living such a luxurious life.
They're so adorable though. Those
They
two
are.
kids. Oh my goodness, Charlotte and then George. George, he's just so cute. Just want to grab his little
Can't wait to
cheeks.
see pictures. I'm
Yes,
excited.
I know, me too. All right, guys, coming up next, we're sitting down with Edward Bravo to talk about his dog obedience training program, and we'll meet his furry friend, Bruce.
We'll be right back.
Awesome. Like, I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought it was just going to be fun, just me in a room playing music. And it's blossomed into something beyond what I imagined. Like, people just love it. There's like, a lot of people are eager and excited to be a part of UNLV radio. A lot of people didn't even know UNLV had a radio station, so I'm glad to be bringing that awareness to the Vegas community.
It feels great. You know, it's a great accomplishment because it starts as something that nobody knows about, and you get to build it from the ground up. So it builds your work ethic. It also gives you a sense of accomplishment when it's like, man, we made it. We did something. We made something that nobody else has made. So
it's great to be part of the student community and having to bring something to the student body with music, which is one of my passions.
I feel like it's giving me a voice, and not just for me, but for people who have something they are passionate about. And I just want to, keep that conversation going and let other people see what we're talking about here.
It's amazing to have an opportunity to play whatever it is that you want to play. It's also a great way to connect and meet with new artists, great people, just music lovers in general.
What's up? It's your girl Scribe Cash. This is
The Prince Madison, this is The Takeover.
Played by the video games Live Orchestra.
Yeah, on Twitter, at Miles Low Music and Action.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
I really enjoy doing my show. I love all types of rock, and that's why I'm doing Rock Through the Decades. We play the 50s all the way to today's rock music or rock bands. I want them to get the appreciation of how much rock has changed over the years and how it's still really great. You can never kill rock. I mean, rock is like the way to be, the way to go. The name of my show is Rock Through the Decades, and I am Rockin' Gemini. You can listen to this on the Rebel HD2 network.
Welcome back to Studio G. My name is Brianna Haney, and I have your Wednesday weather forecast. So we started today with some clouds, but overall, beautiful weather throughout the week. Right now in Las Vegas, we're at 70 degrees, and we can expect to see a daytime high of 83 with an overnight low of 60. And it's partially sunny. So taking a look at the Las Vegas Valley weather right now, we have temperatures in the 70s and 60s with our low in Nellis at 62 and our high in Green Valley at 72 degrees. Now turning to our national forecast, we have beautiful weather for most of the United States, sunny all the way up the East Coast, partially cloudy in our neck of the woods. Then down in Florida, you can see thunderstorms, and up in the Seattle, northern Pacific Northwest area, you can also see rainstorms going on. Which brings me to the picture of the day. This comes to us from the National Weather Service. This is Seattle, Washington. So they're expecting some heavy rains and wind today. Wind is going to be extremely dangerous. It's between 35 and 45 miles per hour, and it could be their wettest day since February. So that brings me to the 5-day forecast here in Las Vegas. As I mentioned earlier, it's going to be 83 degrees today, 87 tomorrow, 81 on Friday, and then we dip down a little bit on Saturday to 77, but then we're right back up into the 80s on Sunday at 83. And our overnight lows are in the low 60s and mid to upper 50s. And here on the Las Vegas the UNLV campus, it's currently 73 degrees, partially sunny, winds are calm, and you have 10 miles of visibility. But if you're going to be here late, possibly studying for those midterms this week and next week, you can expect an overnight low of 61 degrees with mostly clear skies, light winds, and it could be a little bit cool, so you might want to bring a light jacket just in case. And that's all the weather I have for you right now. Back to you guys.
Joshua Boyle, a Canadian man who was rescued with his family last week by Pakistani troops, said Tuesday that his wife had to be rushed to the hospital and remains there. His wife, Caitlin, was admitted into the hospital on Monday, but the reason has yet to be released. The couple was rescued on Wednesday last week with their 3 children after 5 years in captivity in Afghanistan. 3 people were killed and 2 were wounded in a shooting at Maryland Office Park, authorities say. The suspect is still on the loose and is believed to be driving a 2008 black GMC Acadia with Delaware license plate PC 64273. The shooting was reported at 8:58 a.m. Eastern Time. Investigations are still being looked into.
Hurricane Maria crashed through the Caribbean last month and hit smaller islands, especially hard ones. Dominica was the first to feel the Category 5 hurricane, which left 27 dead and 50 still missing. There is little access to food, water, or power. They are now hoping to rebuild the island to climate resistant. Now, as we'll be right back after these messages.
Sunday evening jazz. I mainly play a lot of contemporary jazz music from the 1960s up until about 2012, 2013. When I go on, just explain who it was, the name of the song, the name of the artist, maybe the name of the album, their career. I just hope that everybody enjoys it and appreciate it for the kind of music it is and how great it is. My name is Sam and I host Sunday Evening Jazz on the rebelhd2.com.
You don't get to do an internship, you have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for a journalism major is you have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
Welcome back, Rebels. 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michaela Maroney says she was molested for years by a former USA gymnastic team doctor. The doctor, Larry Nassar, is now in jail in Michigan awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty to possession of child pornography. Maroney says she decided to tell her story on Twitter as part of the #MeToo movement.
Philadelphia Eagles defensive end Chris Long will give his final 10 checks of the season to organizations that promote equal education. He is also launching campaigns in St. Louis, New England, and Philadelphia, where he has played football. This is in addition to his first 6 2017 checks, which he donated to fund scholarships in his hometown of Charlottesville, Virginia.
Sports fans, it looks like the Olympics may be adding some new activities to their competition. Officials announced that poker, foosball, and pole dancing are in the running to be added. Kayleen, what do you think about that?
Foosball? I mean, I'm not much of a foosball player. Are you?
I've played it before. It's fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I really don't know how to play, but you could teach me.
Okay, yeah.
We could
do it after our classes or something. We could schedule. I'll pencil you in, girl. Okay?
You're gonna pencil me in. She got a full schedule. She has to pencil me into her schedule.
But I mean, there's just so many things going on here in Las Vegas now.
Right.
We have obviously the NHL team who just played. Now we're gonna have a women's basketball team.
I know.
I know we didn't mention that, but that will be for tomorrow's show. But that's very interesting. We have all these things going on here in our town. So,
excited.
Yes. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today.
We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Studio G.